Hey, what's up, good people? It's Rob Lee. The first thing I want to say is I want to dedicate this video to Annie Horlacher and her mother. My wife got your quilt. It was beautiful, very beautiful, so beautiful that I want one for myself. I'll email you. True compassion and kindness come from Jesus Christ. Thank you, sister. It's greatly appreciated, and we love you. Tell your mom I said that we send our love to her. I want you good people to look at a picture here. This was from 2004. The power of light and airborne laser for missile defense. And we're going to go ahead and get into the direct energy thing that I wanted to talk to you about. And I can't do it all in one video. And quite frankly, I'm going to reach out to you to help me. Because this is not something, I don't have all the answers here, man. Nobody does. This is demonic technology. And the best that we can do as Christians is to try to learn as much as the Father will allow us to learn. And we need to do it together. I can't study it all. There's many of you, you're so very smart. You need to help. And I've actually had a conversation with you about some of this. I want you to think about something. Today, just for example, where I live, it's 65 degrees today. At this time last Friday, at the exact same time, it was -10. Now that's a variance of 75 degrees, a 75 difference between 75 degree temp from 1 week. This is going on all over the country. You see, the serpents are preparing us for weather warfare. I want you to think about that. Years ago, when I first started coming to the truth, when Jesus brought me to the truth, because we don't come to the truth, he has to bring us to the truth. I started, when I was reading the Bible, history. I couldn't get enough of everything. I mean, the Bible, history, 9/11, JFK. I was reading books about the CIA, the Mossad, the KGB. Then I would read some history about 1200 BC. I mean, everything. I mean, I was just cramming. I was like a sponge. I couldn't get enough. But 9/11, I always kept coming back to 9/11 because I still could never comprehend how people actually believed that planes brought down towers 1, 2, and building 7. It's just mind-blowing. And of course, I didn't follow Alex Jones. I knew he was a devil. He was a serpent. He worked for the enemy. But I never did buy into people's theory about a missile, nuclear weapons. I mean, I never did buy into that. It just didn't feel right to me. So I started learning and reading things that most people, I wasn't in like the mainstream truth movement. I was on like the fringes. I was on like the fringe because most real Christians are. So I came across Judy Wood, and regardless of what you think of Judy, and sister down in Mississippi, I hope you're not mad at me. I hate that I was so hard on you last night, but I'm still going to be expecting that book, and I love you. I came across another guy named James Beeson. And James Beeson is a serpent from hell. But James Beeson gave a speech, and it was just audio, because I would get audios. I wouldn't even get the videos, just audios. And he gave a speech at Los Alamos in New Mexico. And it was about energy, direct energy and weapons of the future. And he didn't admit to 9/11, but he was dancing all around it for 27 minutes. It was just fascinating. And it got me to, looking into more and more about direct energy. And on my channel, 9 months ago, I put one little video up about lasers. And then to the people, I said this could be, this could be something that could be used on, radical Islam. But what I was really trying to tell the people, because my channel was taking a different route, people, this could be turned around and used on you. And very few people got it because the channel was going in a certain direction, and slowly the Father was going to bring it back to where he wanted. It was time for me to be censored, and you know the story. We know what happened after 9/11, right? Whenever the serpents do anything, there's going to be consequences for us. There was the Patriot Act, and our lives were to change a lot. Whenever they do anything, it's to harm us. I mean, that's the whole idea, to harm us. I mean, that's what this is all about. And as we go further in learning about direct energy, it's important that we see that this is to harm us because we are the children of the Almighty Father. Jesus Christ told us this is about us. It's always been about us, and it always will be. We live in the age of geoengineering. lasers, and weather warfare. It is surreal for many folks, exciting for some, and for the children of the Creator. It is the final scene, and we damn sure are in it. Our Father's earth is weaponized. We were seduced by the convenience of a wireless world. Then came the experimenting of the weather, because that's where we're at. Only they have gone way beyond what we can grasp. The geoengineering that we have been subjected to for 2 decades is being normalized and has converted the air we breathe into an antenna. And this is Agenda 21. Move populations, destroy private property, hurricanes, fires, droughts, floods, quakes, and more. This demonic technology will be used to herd the people together like cattle and target the dissenters and Christians. Because what will happen is they will destroy the land. They will destroy the food source. The Rothschild family said that Rothschild said that if you can control if you can control the money, you can control the people. He didn't care who made the laws. Times have changed. If you can control the climate now, you can control the people. And that's what we're seeing. Through fires and droughts and floods, man, you are controlling people's food source, their water source, and the conditions in which they live. You can get them to do anything that you want. This is Mystery Babylon at work. I did 2 videos about it trying to tell you what was going to happen. Then you take that coupled with that Obama, before he left office, he seized, and I want you to think about this now, almost 550 million acres of water. And water is essential to life. We're locked up now. The federal government owns it, which means the corporations owns it, because there is no such thing as a government. A government merely controls the machinery of the corporations. That's all it does. And 4 million acres of land locked up. Think about that. The federal government owns it now, because they don't want you to have any place to go. They don't want you to escape. This is reality, people. This is the God's honest truth of what's going on. And we're going to have to learn it together, and we're going to have to endure and prepare for it together. Prophecy is being fulfilled right before our eyes. And who has the power to authorize the use of such diabolical weapons and people in the United States, UK, and Canada, and the world? In my humble opinion, the California attack, these fires back in October, it was just a test and a continuation of ongoing experiments to sharpen the use for wider attacks and to perfect the devil's prized weapon. Because contrary to popular belief on social media, the devil's prized weapon is not the robot who can predict the future. It's not the robot citizen who's going to have the baby, not the make-believe BS, not AI, not Bitcoin. It's direct energy weapons, man, because you are controlling the climate. The serpent psychopaths in charge. And I remember I did 2 videos telling you about Babylon, who Babylon was and what they're going to do. They wish to destroy us because we are the children of the Almighty Father. You're enemy number 1. But it should be the greatest honor in the world to you. They own all the banks, media, churches, academia, technology, and military. And this is a worldwide operation between 2 demonic groups who are working together to destroy the children of the Father and His earth. And these weapons, and what we can't even grasp, because there's something even more powerful than this. I firmly believe the weapons that you are seeing also will be used to fight against Jesus the Christ at His second coming. So are you seeing things more clearly now? After 9/11, there was a mass movement to hide the evidence. All the cars that were 2 and 3 miles away that were, as Judy Wood called them, toasted. They were just toasted. And this was not from debris. This was from a form of energy that hit them that we simply could not comprehend. But because people will believe anything, they believe that falling debris, ash, mind you, was able to toast these cars and cut lines in between them, where one side of the car looked new and the other side looked like it had been singed, set on fire with a power that we can't comprehend. So as we watch these two videos, think about this hideous woman in the first one and what she's acknowledging, and then in the second video, think about what they're doing. They are removing the evidence. And why do the cars look exactly like they do, exactly like they did in New York? Exactly the same. I want you to think about that. And then I want you to think about a verse out of the Bible in Revelation chapter 13, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And you can go and read it for yourself. But this is the other beast, another beast. And this beast has, and it's not a he. When people refer to it as a he, people actually believe it's a he, it's a him. No, it's a lie. Just like when it refers to the woman, it's not referring to an actual woman, it's a people. This beast is a system. It's a demonic group. It's a power. And it had the power to call down fire from heaven. I want you to think about that. Let's watch the videos and then we'll go from there. God bless you. I appreciate you watching.
Lasers sound like the stuff of science fiction, right? Sound completely unbelievable. How could our military possibly be using those in future warfare? Guess what? We've just had a recent breakthrough, more great test results that are making lasers a reality. So it's called Athena. Lockheed Martin makes it, and they've been doing a lot of the pioneering in this laser field. Now, what's really exciting about it is that it's so hard to harness that much power and make it compact enough that it's actually going to make practical sense downrange. And they've proven that they can do that. Recently, they tested it against 5 moving drones, so realistic drones that they might go up against with, enemy forces might send against us, for example, or terrorists might send against us. And it successfully shot down all 5 of the drones. This is huge news because it means that in a realistic, practical setting, it's looking very promising. So it could be ready to field quite soon. So when you see the movies or you look at comic books or television shows, when you see laser weapons, they tend to be a color, right? Red or green or something like that. Real lasers, one of the key advantages that they provide is that they are invisible. You actually can't see them. You just see this damage suddenly starting to blow something up. So if we take a look now at what the Athena did to a truck. So we're looking at a truck engine, and the Athena within seconds was able to beam right in there, heat the whole thing up, and burn through the engine of this vehicle. So if you can imagine if you were in that vehicle, all of a sudden, this hole would start appearing in your engine, and the whole thing would just disappear. That's what these lasers do. Now, there's some other key advantages that we should mention. Let me give you 3 of them. 1, unlimited ammo. As long as we have power, we have an unlimited magazine. And downrange, of course, having unlimited ammo can be a huge advantage. Second, it's silent. You don't give the enemy any advance warning that it's coming. And then the third one I wanted to touch on is that it travels at the speed of light. So not only are we delivering powerful, decisive effects, lethality, we're also doing it so rapidly they don't know what hit them. So if you could circle back to that example of being in the car again, that would happen so instantaneously, within seconds, you truly would have no idea what was happening. It would just suddenly start disintegrating, right? So what can we use these against? So we talked about the vehicle a bit. We talked about how Athena has just proven itself against drones. But in the real world application, our forces could use it against the drones. We could use it against aircraft. We could use it against vehicles on the ground, like we mentioned. We could also use it against fast attack boats. And in fact, Athena's sibling, Adam, a couple years ago proved that it could eliminate these fast attack boats. So if you imagine boats start trying to swarm one of our ships, not a problem for this laser. Burns right through the hull. As you can see right there, it's burning right through the hull. I'm incredibly excited about this news, this great news about the successful testing of Athena, because it means that we'll be putting these powerful weapons soon. We could put them in the hands of our warfighters and give them even more powerful weaponry to keep themselves safe and also to deliver the effects that we need. They can be used, laser weapons can be used offensively and of course defensively too, to help protect our homeland. Think of our airports that might be under threat from enemy drones. They could be used to protect we could use them statically and used to protect our airports. They could be used to protect our power grid, our nuclear plants. So there's lots of different exciting applications for this technology. It is no longer science fiction, but science fact.
Hovering over skeletons of cars burned up in the wine country wildfires, one man is now making it his mission to get those cars to the scrapyard. KPIX 5's Emily Turner is live in Santa Rosa with why this man is stepping up. Emily?
This is what he does for a living, and his heart is in the right place, right here in Sonoma County, which is where he grew up. And he says he doesn't want the people who lost absolutely everything to pay anything at all. There are 248 burned out cars in the streets of Coffey Park. They sit in a jurisdictional no man's land inside a neighborhood that is no longer habitable. So the Santa Rosa Police Department has called in Joe Crean to come clear the burned cars out.
There's no oils, there's no gasoline, there's no brake, nothing. The cars are completely burned. Everything is burned in them.
It's a massive job that extends beyond Coffey Park, and one that also hits home. Joe's daughter lost her home in the fire, so for her and his community, he's clearing and scrapping for free.
We're doing this for the county, for the cities. We're doing this for free because to help the community out, because we're in a turmoil right now, and we want to do right with everybody. And Sonoma County needs us, basically.
He answers the call by taking the charred shells and loading them on his trucks one by one. They go to his yard where they get smashed into scrap, then sent to a recycling center in Redwood City. So what happens once they get to Redwood City?
We're doing this for free because to help the community out, because we're in a turmoil right now.
This is what he does for a living, and his heart is in the right place.
And we want to do right with everybody. And Sonoma County needs us, basically.
Well, Joe says they're ultimately shredded and then sent to China, where poetically they are made back into cars. Joe's also contracted to take the cars cleared by the Army Corps of Engineers from properties. About 600, he says, in Coffey Park alone. There are 248 burned out cars in the streets of Coffey Park and an estimated 9,000 in the entire county. You can see there's really nothing left. There's no money in there for scrap.
It's going to take us a few months. We're just trying to do our best for everybody, and we're going as fast as we can.
Back out here live, looking at the inside of this burned out van, you can see there's really nothing left. There's no money in there for scrap. So what happens once they get to Redwood City? Well, Joe says they're ultimately shredded and then sent to China, where poetically they are made back into cars and then sent back over here. Ken, you can see there's really poetically sent to China.
Emily, any idea how much it's going to cost him to do all that work? You said about 250 cars.
There are 248 burned out cars in the streets of Coffey Park. About 600, he says, in Coffey Park alone, and an estimated 9,000 in the entire county. There's no money in there for scrap. Giving somebody a deal to clear something like this out would cost $50. Multiply that by 9,000. That's a lot of money that he is going to be spending of his own money to clear all of this out for his neighbors.
What a great gesture.
Shredded and then sent to China. He's clearing and scrapping for free.
We're doing this for the county. We're just trying to do our best for everybody, and we're going as fast as we can.
He's clearing and scrapping for free.
One man is now making it his mission to get those cars to the scrapyard.
Shredded and then sent to China.
As fast as we can.
Where poetically they are made back into cars.
Emily Turner, thank you for that.